Hi first grade, for those of you who don't know me, I'm Jackie. I'm the teacher of 1A and I'm going to be helping you out with math this week. So let's get started and let's have some fun. So you just watched a video on measurement. What does it mean to measure? You're right. Measure means to see how long is something. So one big reason we measure things is to see if it'll fit somewhere. So if you bought a new table and you want to put it in your room, you first have to see, will it fit? So instead of taking it in there to find it won't fit, measuring tells us how big something is and if it will fit in a certain space. So that's the biggest reason that we measure. So today you are going to do something really fun and I'm going to help you out with this. We are going to find things in our home to measure with string. Now for this activity you can decide how long you want your string to be. You can use a shorter string or you can use a longer string. It's up to you. And you're going to be looking for things that are either longer than your string, which means that they are bigger than your string, or shorter, which is less than your string. So we are going to use one of my strings and we're going to measure some things around my house. Let's get started. So today, before we can get started with our fun activity, I wanted to go over the worksheet that we'll be using. Now the worksheet that I have here, it looks a little different than the one that you have, but that's because my printer is broken, so I made my own. If you also do not have a printer or it's broken or out of ink, you can just make a worksheet just like I did. So you're gonna make a T-chart longer than my string, which means that it goes further than your string. It's got a bigger side, or shorter than my string, which means that your string goes past this object. So we're going to be looking for things that are longer than the string that I'm using, shorter, and then let's see if we can find something that is the same length as my string. So the first thing that I'm going to use my string to measure is my piano. Now I'm going to pick one part of my piano that I'm going to measure with my string, and I'm going to pick the keyboard. So what's your prediction? Which will be longer, my string or the keyboard? All right, let's see if you're right. So I put some tape on the end of my string because I need to hold my phone with my other hand, but you don't need to do that because you will have two hands. Now the most important part of this activity is to make sure your string starts at the very beginning of your object. So right at the beginning it starts, and then I've straightened it so it's nice and straight, and you can see my string is shorter than my keyboard. So I'm going to record that, and then let's find something else to measure. So here I have recorded keyboard of my piano. And if you notice, I wrote in pencil. For the friends who are in 1A, they know that Miss Jackie B is all about writing in pencil, especially for math. All right, so let's find something else to measure. The next thing that I'm going to measure is this watering can. Now, what do you think? What will be longer, my string or the watering can? Let's see if you're right. So for this one, what I'm going to do, since this has a lot of curves, I'm gonna measure how tall it is. So I'm gonna start at the bottom and I'm going to tape it here. But again, you can just hold it. I just have one hand. And then I'm going to make sure my string is nice and straight. And you can see my string is longer than the watering can is tall. So now we have something that is shorter than my string. And I'm going to... So now I have recorded watering can. So I have something longer than my string and something shorter than my string. Let's see if I can find something the same length as my string. Here I have my laptop case. Now I think I found something that is the same length of my string. So let's find out. So for this object, because it is a rectangle, I'm going to choose to measure the longest part of it. So I'm not going to measure the short side, I'm going to measure the long side. So I'm going to tape the string at the end, and I'm going to make sure that my string is a nice and, oh, hold on. I'm going to make sure my string is nice and straight. And there you have it. I found something that is the same length of my string. So now I have my recording sheet with a laptop case as well. So there you have it. All right, first grade, now that you have done this activity with me, with my string and my recording sheet, I am going to challenge you to do the same in your house. But I only found 3 things here today to make this a shorter example, but I'm going to challenge you to find at least 3 or 4 things for longer than your string or shorter than your string, and then challenge yourself to see if you can find something that is also the same length as your string. All right, have fun, first grade. I know you're gonna do a fabulous job. Bye.